mind as fast as machine gun fire, and a hide as tough as a bulletproof vest. He is the best detective on the force. Despite all odds, his objective is to crack every case that comes his way and bring the riffraff to justice. Beneath that trench coat is a real law enforcement machine with a soft spot for society's weak, vulnerable, and innocent. His name is Dick Tracy. In a deserted garage on the wrong side of town, 5 ugly men play poker. Their strange, twisted bodies are reflections of their names. Shoulders, Stooge, the rodent, the brow, and little face.
6, possible straight. Queen, pair. 9, no help. Well, little face, you in or not?
The card players dive for cover as a black sedan crashes through the garage door. Moments later, 5 corpses lie sprawled across the floor. A man with cruel eyes and a head that's nearly flat surveys his grim work. It's Flat Top, #1 hitman for crime boss Al Big Boy Caprice. The driver, Itchy, removes all identification from the dead men. Then they disappear into the night as quickly as they came. Across town at the Opera House, there's an unearthly shriek. It's a high C. A fat soprano waddles across the stage. In the audience are a very bored police detective, Dick Tracy, and his girlfriend, the radiant Tess Trueheart.
Tracy, you should be ashamed of yourself, yawning at the Grand Opera.
Well, I know.
Calling Dick Tracy. Calling Dick Tracy.
Saved by my wrist radio. Tracy here. Go ahead, Pat.
There are 5 unidentified bodies in the 7th Street garage. You'd better get over here right away.
All right, Pat. Hang on. I'm on my way. I'll be back, Tess. I want to know how this thing comes out.
When Tracy arrives at the garage, he finds detectives Pat Patton and Sam Catchum waiting for him. Tracy uncovers each of the bodies.
Little face, the brow, the rodents. They're all Lips Manless's men.
Someone's out to get Lips, huh, Tracy?
Looks like it, Sam.
Tracy barks out instructions to a team of lab technicians.
I want a photograph of everything, and don't get artistic. I'll take one of these empty shell casings along. Gotta get back to Tess, boys. Handle things here.
Tracy rejoins Tess at the Opera House, where he suffers through another hour of high seas. Afterward, he and Tess stop by Mike's diner for a bite to eat. As Tracy opens the door, he's rammed in the stomach. It's a young boy, a street urchin, running for his life. An elderly gentleman charges out after him.
He stole my watch! Grab that kid! He stole my watch!
Tracy sprints after the young hoodlum, running through dark alleys to a railroad yard, where the pint-sized thief cuts across the tracks just before a speeding train blocks Tracy's way. Confident he's escaped, the kid hurries off to a deserted shack not far away. Inside, he finds a muscular tramp gnawing on a greasy chicken leg.
You're late. Let me see the loot. Nice watch. What else?
That's all.
That's all. Well, you little...
A shadow darkens the doorway.
Why don't you try that on me, tough guy?
Who are you, mister?
Dick Tracy. I'm a cop. If you're gonna be a tough guy, maybe you ought to learn how to fight!
Tracy slaps a pair of cuffs on the fallen man and collars the kid.
We're going downtown, to jail. Come on, both of you. Let's go.
Across town is the Club Ritz, a gambling casino disguised as a nightclub. At a private corner table sits its owner, Lips Manless, a fat dandy in a black tuxedo, who mistakenly believes he also owns the dazzling blonde singer at his side, Breathless Mahoney.
You make me sick when you eat oysters like that, Lips.
You didn't used to think so, Breathless.
You didn't used to be the size of a blimp.
Customers flee as several policemen enter the nightclub. The officers take Lips and Breathless to a waiting police car, where in the back seat, Flat Top sits cradling a Tommy gun.
Flat Top? Hey, these guys ain't real cops.
Hiya, Lips.
They drive to a warehouse in the harbor, where Big Boy Caprice is waiting, cracking walnuts with his bare hand. The thugs push Lips to the floor. Big Boy hands him a paper and a pen.
Sign it. Club Ritz?
With shaking hands, Lips signs over his club to Big Boy.
You dirty Lips. You need a bath.
Big Boy's men shove Lips into a large wooden crate. As a cement mixer rolls up, Big Boy takes a look at Breathless.
You.
Me?
You're mine now, see? And around me you wear mink or you wear nothing.
Well, I look good both ways.
Big Boy tips the mixer, and thick cement pours into the crate. Flat Top slaps a cover on it. A trap door opens, and the crate plummets 20 feet into the river below. Big Boy barks out his next orders.
Put the word out. Lips' territory is my territory now. Everybody who worked for him works for me. Everything he owned, I own. Now clean this place up. Let's get out of here.
At Mike's Diner, near the Opera House, Tracy and Tess watch the kid stuff his face like there's no tomorrow.
Hey, you got a name?
Kid.
What's the name your mother and father gave you?
What mother and father?
Tess, we gotta call the Welfare Society.
You ain't sticking me in no orphanage.
Sit down, sit down. I'm sorry, pal. How about some ice cream?
Calling Dick Tracy. Calling Dick Tracy.
Come in, Pat.
Southside warehouse on the river. Something's going on. Better get down there fast.
On my way.
Wow, how do I get me one of those?
Easy, become a cop. Tess, I gotta go. Keep an eye on the eating machine, will you? Take him to my apartment or something. Here, this'll cover it.
At the Southside warehouse, Tracy finds a blue sapphire earring and slips it into his pocket. Then he notices something else.
Walnuts. Sam, get these fingerprinted. Pat, bring in Flat Top, Itchy, and the Mole.
Bring them in? For what?
I want to find Lips Manless. Fast.
Pat quickly rounds up Big Boy's thugs, and under interrogation, the Mole spills the beans. Tracy secretly records the confession for later use. The information leads to the Club Ritz, where Big Boy is watching Breathless Mahoney rehearse a new number.
My lover's gone. He's the one that I'll always adore. Oh, he's gone, yes, he's gone, and I never will see him anymore. Where did he go? Did he leave me for somebody new? All I know is he's gone, and I'm feeling so lonely and so
Tracy bursts through the door, pushing Flat Top, Itchy, and the Mole in front of him. Pat and Sam follow.
We meet again, Big Boy. Here's your garbage.
This is a private club, copper. You got a membership card?
Do you?
I own it.
Since when?
Since today. I made a deal with Lips Manless.
Lips? Where is he?
How should I know? Out of town or something.
You like walnuts, don't you?
A lot of people like walnuts. They're good for the liver.
Yeah, but I guess they're bad for the brain. You're too messy, big boy. You make mistakes. You're under arrest. Get him out of here, boys.
Let's go. Move it along.
A few minutes later, Breathless sits alone in her dressing room, sipping a drink. Dick Tracy walks in. He notices she's wearing one blue sapphire earring.
You're breaking and entering, you know.
Sorry.
Sit down. Aren't you going to arrest me?
If I were, I'd have done it by now. I want to know who killed Lips Manless. And I want you to say so in court.
You want a lot, don't you, Copper?
Whose side are you on now, Breathless? Big boys?
I'm on the side I'm always on. Mine.
You know, I could take you in and sweat it out of you under the lights.
I sweat a lot better in the dark. I know how you feel. You don't know if you want to hit me or kiss me. I get a lot of that.
Look, you're safe. Big boy's in jail. If you want to help keep him there, give me a call.
Is that really why you want me to call, Mr. Detective?
Tracy returns to his apartment a short time later, where he finds the kid asleep in his bed. In the front room, Tess has nodded off in a chair. Tracy kneels beside her and gently touches her hair.
Oh, my goodness, what time is it?
6:30. Thanks for taking care of the kid.
Pat says he'll talk to the orphanage today. Gosh, I've got to get to the greenhouse, Tracy. I have those new Delphinians coming in this morning.
Tess?
Huh?
You're one in a million.
The next morning, Tracy gets some bad news at the police lab. There are no fingerprints on the walnut shells. Meanwhile, at City Hall, Big Boy has just been released from jail.
Big Al, wait a minute.
He's met by a crush of reporters and photographers.
Mr. Caprice.
Another case of police brutality, boys. It's lucky I don't bruise easy.
Mr. Caprice. Mr. Caprice, do you intend to take legal action against the city for false arrest?
Why should I blame the city for one man's doing? This Tracy character is unstable. The city should get rid of him.
One more question.
That's it, sorry. That's all for now, boys.
Later that day, Tracy is summoned to the office of District Attorney John Fletcher. He finds the DA waiting angrily with Police Chief Brandon.
How can I support some crazy police detective beating up private citizens, kidnapping them, making false arrests, and throwing them in jail?
Now hold on a minute, Fletcher.
Chief, I'm a candidate for mayor. If you can't keep Detective Tracy under control, you'll just have to take him off duty, or I'll prosecute him and take you off duty.
Tracy spends the rest of the afternoon cooling out with Tess and the kid. They visit the greenhouse, shoot pool, and take a nice long drive in the country. Late that evening, the kid is fast asleep as they pull up outside Tess's apartment. Tracy walks Tess to the door, fumbling to ask a question only she can answer.
Tess, I think it's time we...
Yes, Tracy?
Just then, the kid awakens to see a black sedan with its lights off moving up the street. A Tommy gun is sticking out one of its windows, pointed in their direction.
Tracy, look out!
Tess and Tracy dive for the doorway as bullets tear into the building. The kid huddles on the floor of the car. Moments later, the sedan speeds off. Tracy sprints over to his car.
Are you all right, kid?
Yeah, I'm okay. Who was it, Tracy?
I don't know.
I thought we was goners.
Just trying to scare us, kid.
Later that night, Tracy works at his desk while the kid sleeps on the couch. The front door opens, and breathless Mahoney glides in. carrying a bottle of champagne and 2 glasses.
Thanks for calling. I was wondering what a girl had to do to get arrested.
She pours the champagne and leans seductively toward Tracy. He reaches into his pocket and drops a blue sapphire earring into her glass.
I called to find out if you're ready to testify.
I'll be lucky if I get through the week alive. They probably followed me here. It isn't easy, Tracy. If you want to throw me in jail, go ahead.
Breathless drives off, fully aware that Tracy is following her. She leads him to the Club Ritz and disappears inside. Tracy positions himself in a building across the street. Using powerful binoculars, he looks through a window into the club and sees a remarkable sight. He calls headquarters on his wrist radio.
Pat, Sam, come in. This is Tracy. It looks like we got every top hood in town in the conference room of the Club Ritz. Prune Face, Ribs Mocha, Johnny Ram, Spud Spaldoni. These guys hate each other. Better get over here fast. We've got to know what's going on.
As Tracy watches from across the street, the conference room door swings open and in walks Big Boy Caprice, followed by Flat Top.
I remember you all from when I was nothing. Well, yeah. I have reasons to hate all of yous. But instead, I forgive. I put the past in the past where it belongs and concentrate on the future.
Enough of this sweet talk, big boy. What's this all about?
Togetherness. We're all divided, and that's bad business. That's right. Split up, the cops control us.
The cops?
What do you mean?
I mean we form a corporation. You're all board members with me as chairman.
Why you?
Because I got the most guns. The most guns wins. Any more questions, Spaldoni?
Nope. Just answers. Include me out.
Hoping to hear what they're saying, Tracy decides to move in closer. As he climbs a wall outside the club and creeps along a narrow ledge, Pat and Sam slowly round the corner in a police car. Meanwhile, the meeting inside continues.
What about Tracy? When do we kill him?
We don't, Texie. If anything happens to Tracy, I'm the prime suspect. Leave Dick Tracy to me.
Spud Spaldoni rises and motions to his bodyguards.
I got a good business. I'll take my chances alone.
From his perch, Tracy sees Spaldoni and his men get into their limousine. A split second later, the car explodes in a ball of flames. In the conference room, everyone but Big Boy runs to the window.
Oh, very upsetting. Terrible.
Tracy narrowly avoids being seen by the men at the window. He creeps to the edge of the building, jumps to a lamppost, and slides down to the hood of a parked car. When Pat and Sam drive past, Tracy leaps to the top of their car and holds tight as they drive away. From the shadows, a strange, disfigured man watches Tracy's every move. His face is nothing but a featureless lump of flesh. He is the blank. The next morning, there's a knock at the door of Tracy's apartment. Tracy cautiously calls out.
Who is it?
I'm Mrs. Scaff from the welfare department. I believe you have a young boy here who belongs in an orphanage.
Listening from the next room, the kid panics. He gathers his things and scrambles down the fire escape. Inside, Tracy confronts the welfare worker.
Mrs. Scaff, if you'll leave the situation to me...
But there is no welfare worker in the hallway. Only two ugly goons with guns pointed in Tracy's face. Flat Top and Itchy smile at their hostage.
We don't want no kid, copper. Get dressed.
Outside in the pouring rain, the kid runs down the street, then turns to take one last look at the only home he's ever known. He shivers, but not from the rain. Flat Top and Itchy are wrestling Tracy out the front door of the building and into a waiting car. As the car pulls away, the kid darts after it. Snubbing danger, he leaps, grabs hold of the back bumper, and manages to hang on. The car takes them to Tess's apartment building. Tracy is hustled into the basement, where Big Boy Caprice is waiting.
My associates would like it very much if you had a little accident here, but I disagree. Know why? I want you on my side, Tracy.
Get to the point, big boy.
If you were on my payroll, I'd make it worth your while.
Big Boy produces a huge wad of money and hands it to Tracy.
15,000 clams. It's a deal?
It's no deal. It's attempted bribery of an officer of the law.
Tossing the money in Big Boy's face, Tracy elbows Flat Top in the stomach and levels Itchy with a powerful left hook. The kid watches from a window as Tracy is grabbed from behind and tied with thick ropes to a chair.
You dumb cop, officer of the law. Ha! I am the law. Me. The boys here promised me this will look just like an accident.
As Itchy stokes an old boiler furnace, Big Boy turns up the heat gauge as high as it'll go. Then Itchy smashes the safety valve with the butt of his gun.
No safety valve. Know what that means, Flatfoot? It means kaboom! No more Tracy!
So long, sucker! You should have made the deal.
As soon as the kid is sure they've gone, he breaks the window and jumps into the basement.
It's gonna blow, kid! Get out while you can!
Ignoring Tracy's advice, the kid uses a sharp piece of glass from the window, saws through the ropes, and frees the detective. Tracy and the kid scramble up the steps and out the door, hurling themselves to the ground just as the furnace explodes. When the debris settles, they struggle to their feet, their faces black, eyebrows singed, clothes torn.
Gee, Tracy, that was a lot of dough.
You're all right, kid. You're all right.
We hope you've enjoyed episode 1 of the Dick Tracy audio action adventure, Big Boy Turns Up the Heat. Don't miss part 2 of this exciting adventure, Everything Comes Up Blank. This is William Woodson.